Hello, everybody, and welcome to the end of Week 3. And what happens at the end of every single week? Well, it's time for a recap show, as per usual. My name is Andy. Joined with me is Eli, the absolute ninja. And it's great to be back here at the end of Week 3. We had a lot of good competitors really duke it out across all three of the regions. But first and foremost, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking, Andy. Yeah, this was a great week. We're halfway through now. A lot of teams are finding themselves at the top of the leaderboard. Some players maybe not quite there yet, but still have the other half to try to right the ship. We got some awesome coaches to watch content from, so if you are struggling a bit and you want to move up the leaderboard, give yourself a better chance at states, study the videos because there's some of the brightest minds in each of the video games. So, but otherwise, yeah, great week overall. We saw some exciting matches. I got to shout out Swag Boy 123 for once again blowing my mind, dropping 40 kills as the tank player in Overwatch. That's not easy to do. So, yeah, this has been a fun one for sure.
It absolutely has been. And if you're new to the entirety of the recap show, again, as far as segments are concerned, we go over all the standings for every single region, Western, CMS, and Sandhills, respectfully. And then we also go through a lot of these different clips that have also been submitted to us, which we thank you for all at the same time. We've also been able to go through all the different broadcasts for all four of the esports as well, to gather some clips as well to kind of highlight everything that has transpired through the entirety of this week, because it has been a lot. We also have an update from STEM and so much more. A fun little game in between Eli and I as well on this show. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our very first esport to talk about. It is Rocket League. And again, we will have a lot of undefeated teams. This is the halfway mark. A lot of teams are 3-0, maybe losing a game here or there, but does definitely feel like we're starting to get that upper epsilon. So for what we're probably going to see later on down the line.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of teams that are undefeated, but only a handful have not dropped a single game. C-Tech, or SEA Tech, going to be one of the few on the Sandhill side. We've got three teams that haven't dropped a game in Western and CMS. Once this rolls back, we'll see more. But those are the teams to beat, I think. And, you know, at this point, some of these undefeated teams are going to have to start facing each other, which means, you know, one of the two will lose their undefeated record. Those are going to be some fun matches to watch.
Yeah, especially when we get down to Audrey Kell A and Audrey Kell B, specifically for the CMS region. Both are undefeated, but funnily enough, Audrey Kell A do have some games that they have lost. So they're playing a lot different for competitors. Maybe they could have been going against some of the best in the CMS region because, candidly speaking, there are a lot of them, as you can see just right there. 8 undefeated teams for CMS. Big shout out to Piedmont, East Forsyth, and West Forsyth there for Western for still staying undefeated as well. But as far as clips are concerned, we're going to be able to see quite a bit. With all that said, we're starting to see just how much time everybody is putting into the game. I mean, maybe they are taking their time out of their day, which you absolutely should be, to watch these cheap piece videos so that way you can then become a top competitor yourself.
And here we saw a nice goal from C-Force. Watch the setup here from the teammate, just quickly catching the flip shot. Center of the goal is going to get past 2 opponents. That was a beautiful shot. C-Force proving that, and by the way, this is a 2v3, and Gaston Early College only down by 1 at this moment.
Yeah, in game number 2, they have lost to Piedmont, but I mean, scoring a goal 2v3 is no easy feat. Typically, when you're down that player, you lack rotations, and you really do have to be on point with making sure that you can get back towards your side of the goal just to play a little bit of defense. And you're going to see there was one player midfield, will at least play for the interception. A certain amount of boost advantage that Gaston Early College do hold over their opponents at this moment in time. Nice little bounce against the ground, and C-Force is going to be able to put 2 up on the board in a tie ball game.
That was clean, and I know this player, Wazdi, is RD Wilk's favorite player to watch.
Yeah.
He's been talking so much about how good Wazdi is, and they've won multiple 2v3s, but switching gears here into the CMS region, we got Palisades versus Philip O'Berry, and this is actually a 2v2, so maybe one player missing from each team, but electing to play each other anyways. Nice shot on goal from Zeppelin.
Look at the score. 8v3. You know, it's really funny. A lot of top Rocket League competitors will always tell you is that you're as good as your 1v1 Rocket League would set you up. 2v2s are also a fickle thing. Oh, here comes Josh just on the breakaway. Nice little juggle all the way down the net. No acrobatics required whatsoever, but nice little moment there for Josh on D&D. But yeah, in between the CMS matchup, this was an absolute banger. I've seen Palisades week in and week out. Zapine is definitely the one to watch. Stefan is always very, very good on rotating to make sure that they always have a defender there. But Philip O'Berry came into this series just with I don't even know, like a bat out of hell. They were hitting different moves after one another, but I remember them getting in the way of each other. It's all for like the glory, but not a lot of the teamwork. And Palisades were able to keep it competitive by showing a lot of their teamwork.
Very impressive stuff. We watch the end of this clip here. This is as the time is winding down. Does somebody tie it up at the last second? I kind of feel like it might be coming. Astro takes to the sky. Ball is still, look at this, the perfect dribble, but it's finally cleared. Does that go in? No, okay, but they kept it interesting up until past the overtime mark. Now here's another one, Grays Creek versus Richmond Senior. Chris and I had the pleasure of casting this one. This was a banger matchup, and VESL really put on a show for us this series, but what really impressed me from Grays Creek is how even all three of their players are. They seem to trust each other a lot, and that's important in Rocket League.
It really is. Again, you could have like set stature on where somebody's supposed to be, who's kind of like the midfielder, who's the forward, and who's going to be the first one to rotate. Make sure that somebody's in the goaling position, but playing more proactively. That's how I like to describe playing Rocket League. You want to play a certain reactionary to what your opponents are throwing at you, but then proactively always trying to set up each other, and well, that's just awkward when you look at it from Luck's perspective. Just a stray hop up and didn't end up getting enough height from that jump. Nice over-the-head shot there from Real World.
Real World had so much ball control throughout this series, and that whole squad was just very impressive. Can't wait to see what they do into the rest of the season, but that was our Rocket League clips, but I know that we had something fun. You want to tell them about the fun little thing we did earlier?
Yeah, so just mere moments before we started shooting this show, Mr. Eli and myself got to sit down and play a very interesting childhood fan favorite game. It's a little game of Guess Who. Take a look. Is your character from Nintendo?
No. Is your character a female?
Yes. Does your character wear glasses?
No. Is your character blonde?
No.
Wait. Hold on. I did this backwards. Oh. All right, we're good.
Does your character have facial hair?
Yes. Is your character neon?
No. Is your character Cassidy?
No. Does your character have any head or facial accessories?
Yes. Technically, yes.
What do I do with that? You actually gave me more from that, I think.
Is your character from an FPS game?
Yes. Is your character Anna?
No. Does your character have long hair?
No. Is your character Raze?
No. Is your character Brimstone?
It is.
Yes!
Man, who'd you have?
Zarya.
Oh, Zarya.
Well, I'm not trying to say that one is a better gamer, but you got smoked 2-0.
This is the first time you'll ever beat me in anything, and the last time as well, okay? No,
yeah?
I'm just kidding.
The last time? I don't know,
it's probably going to happen later today,
we trade games in Super Smash Brothers, but the moment that we get into Halo, I lose immediately. But yeah, I mean, Guess Who is just... It's always just a fun time, again, just playing across the entirety of the games. I did use your strengths against you at certain points in time. Again, as far as all the esports are concerned that we play here in VESL, I probably have a lot more experience throughout all of them, but it was a metagame. I'm not going to lie. A little bit of metagaming going on as well. But speaking of metagaming, not a whole lot of that has been happening in Super Smash Brothers. We've been getting some really interesting matchups across the board. I've been seeing... some of like the most obscure characters that I don't even remember finding value with. We have like a lot of Mii Gunners, Mii Brawlers are also playing throughout the entirety of Super Smash Brothers, but it's been a spectacle to watch. Again, over 100 participants for Super Smash Brothers, and we're getting to enjoy all of it.
Don't sleep on the Miis. They are very good as well.
Yeah.
Gunner, Swordsman, Brawler, doesn't matter. Definitely some more Gunners, though. You're right. We also seen a Piranha Plant. Lots of different love from the cast. There's so many different characters to choose from, and yeah, there's a tier list, and like some characters arguably could be better, but I feel like the best character for you is the character you have the most fun with and you have studied and practiced the most. Just because a character's low tier doesn't mean you can't make them look top tier. And I think that's what some of our competitors have been doing.
Yeah, we got some standings as far as an update is concerned. And again, we do have a lot of undefeated teams, some that haven't even dropped a single game. Big shout out to the guy Crowned there at Palisades. That guy is different. His Sheik gives me nightmares, I will tell you that much. But all across the board, we're getting a lot of good matches. And it's kind of forcing a lot of speculation on what regionals and even states might look like come that time.
Absolutely. On our side, we got Jack Britt, a.k.a. Misty Bot, on the Steve and the Me Gunner.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable as well. Hasn't dropped the game yet. I talked to one of the other players that's, in my opinion, one of the better players in our season. I'm like, I can't wait for you to match up against Misty Bot. He's like, I don't have a chance. He's already striking fear in the hearts of some of the other competitors. But go ahead and watch those DeBuzz videos. I mean, DeBuzz, literally one of the staples in Smash for the past 15 years or something. And he's got some exclusive video content to help you guys get better at Smash. So definitely don't forget to do that. But on that note, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the clips that we had from Super Smash Bros. This is the man himself, Misty Bot. So maybe he'll get to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about as he faces Newburn Sonic.
I remember meeting Lewis at Newburn. I was there for the lunchroom takeover, and I remember quite vividly. Very good Sonic player, so let me just preface with that. But watch the way that Misty Bot, who has a very fun fish-esque costume for his Mii Gunner, kind of maneuvers around the fastest character in the game, a.k.a. Sonic. It's a lot of projectile spam, yes, but it's a lot of space control as well. And it's patient, but also just chaotic all at the same time.
I just love how many options he covers with the different tools allotted to him. Sonic could have made it back, but I think just the straight-up fear of coming back to the stage against this fish with a gun. I mean, if you're in an alleyway and a fish has a gun, I mean, like, I'm going the other way, personally.
Yeah. For real. There's no soul behind the eyes of Misty Bot's Mii character. But also just like the projectiles too, like Lewis just can't sprint in. And again, all the options being covered, a little bit of high, the mid is covered, not the super high, which Sonic could work around. There's a nice forward smash to at least get Misty Bot off the stage, but can't really chase, not when you are a Mii Gunner, just spamming projectiles off the stage.
I mean, the side B finds its mark multiple times. You dodge one missile, sorry, there's another one waiting for you on the other side. And tries to land the forward smash for that second KO, but good directional air dodge from Sonic to avoid that. But it just, at this point, kind of feels like a matter of time. Misty Bot has yet to drop a stock. Leaves the multiple bombs on the side, and we're starting to see him cook a little bit as he ended up going on to win that one. No surprise there. Here, speaking of cooking, we got Incineroar versus King K. Rool. This is a heavyweight match.
So it was a game 3 in between Fernando and Save Potion. Lincolnton High School has been playing King K. Rool the entirety of this series, where Audrey B, who actually won their opening matchup as well, kind of was playing Incineroar. Clearly their main thought that switching to Cloud was going to be a good option, and Save Potion said, hey, I'm a big body alligator. I might be shoes in the future, but I'm here for this. As Incineroar, yeah, definitely a much better pick. I mean, K. Rool has a lot of good super armor. All of that becomes trumped with a nice little command grab for an Aloha Whip.
That's true. Yeah, the Alolan Whip is insanely powerful. It goes straight through super armor. Doesn't matter if you're shielding. Doesn't matter if you're throwing out an attack, as long as the hitbox doesn't clank. But great use of the up B there, understanding the angle. And so far, Incineroar, I mean, just kind of doing whatever they want for the most part. This crown, though, is becoming a problem. Looks like they should be able to make it back to the stage there. And how does that connect? That hitbox was insane. Extended hitbox from K. Rool. But I'd like to see some more revenge stacks. There it is. Asking you shall receive. Now this is probably going to be a dead K. Rool. He can land another hit.
Yep, just looking for one more whip. You know, a German suplex would also be able to do it. Awkward moment there. Dark Lariat misses, and the back throw is going to allow Save Potion to maintain side control, but immediately just brought back from Fernando. This is a big Pokemon in existence. 181% up throw, not going to be enough to kill from the second platform, but to your point, I mean, with all the projectile spam, yeah, should be using revenge for free stacks off of all the projectiles that Save Potion has been thrown.
I've been really impressed with his recovery on Incineroar. We have a lot of Incineroar players in the league, but most of them's biggest weakness is just not being able to stay on the stage. The up throw is going to seal the deal 4K rule, but on 150%, you got to imagine it's only a matter of time before this stock is gone.
It's kind of like a taste of their own medicine, right? With the up throw of King K. Rool. It's like a backbreaker, wrestling-esque move, upbeat. Not going to be enough to take this Gator down, but the back air surely will. And yeah, Audrey KLB were able to win that series, all being pushed to game number 3. And Currents Academy versus Piedmont Charter Community College. Now, as far as the matchup is concerned, this isn't one that you see too often.
No, Luigi versus Bowser Jr., two of the least big characters. I think Luigi's a little popular, but Bowser Jr. definitely one of the lower side as far as picks. But yeah, we see a couple smash attacks going wide. And Bowser Jr., I love that he chooses Iggy, by the way, of all the different champs that you could be. You could be Windy, you could be Morton, you could be all the different...
I'm a Morton kind of guy myself.
The different Koopas. They got the same move set, but I feel like they got a different kind of flair about them.
A different type of attitude, depending on which one you're looking at as well. And just a lot of extension just off the up B. It covers a lot of space, especially once the... I don't even know what to call that thing that the Bowser Jr. floats around in, but it leaves a nasty lingering hitbox, and Bowser Jr. can still react, albeit outside of their whip. So good coverage, at least with the dash attack, sends Eye Poison back off stage. Up smash was a little premature, but still able to maintain neutral. You would love to take the stock if you're Nico.
I think it's called a clown card, if I'm not mistaken.
Silly me.
We've got the little clown face on it, but nice. Reading the down smash there from Luigi. See, I would love to see a low percent Luigi combo. Looks like he started to go for one, it dropped, so he goes for the dash attack instead. I respect that. I feel like if the Buzz is watching this, might have a few things to say, and looks like you've made sure that I was correct on that move.
Okay. Yes, he's just the clown card, man.
Oh, he goes!
Oh, he wanted the emote in the trip, but hey, the hard read off the roll through getup will do just fine.
The taunt, you know the taunt's
yeah, it's
spikes.
a 2-frame. Yeah, it's a 2-frame and it spikes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it misses, he just walks around and then upbeats him instead.
Yeah.
Like.
Luigi's such a hype character, especially like once you start to get like online with like those grabs, Z falling, and also just like baiting for shield options to be able to get those grabs and those opportunities. Down air, fair, down air again, up B, works like a charm. Luigi definitely can ruin a lot of brackets as well. So definitely love to be able to see, I guess, like all of the diversity that we have for the Smash picks.
So many different characters, so many talented players, but we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. There's only going to be a handful of people that can make it to state, so make sure you're getting those W's online. If your character's not working, maybe switch it up or watch some DeBuzz videos or some Eyes Off Smash. You know, some of these training videos online can help you out. Study, I think, a very important part of improving as a gamer in any game, really.
Yeah, especially when it comes down to, like, depending on how nerdy you want to get, of course, but like frame data is obviously like a conversation. I know DeBuzz goes over a lot of these within his videos, and it's just a very easy tool to learn from the a world's former #1, multiple-time #1 competitor, #1 Olimar and Rosalina Luma. Yeah, definitely want to learn from DeBuzz whenever possible. So go to the Notwork platform so that way you can take a look at all of those videos for Smash Brothers, Rocket League, college football, and of course for Overwatch. And speaking of the Notwork platform, we've also asked you all and implored throughout all of the weeks for broadcasts to submit some clips. And here are some of those clips that we have for you that were submitted by the competitors.
All right, this is from Mupkipo.
It's a hero triage.
And this is a... Oh my god, no way. Imagine they both crit and then they both just hit with the taunt. Okay, next one's from our boy MistyBot, who was already on the broadcast once. Looks like Wolf with the reflector. Wait, he has a reflector too?
That's Fox.
Wait, no, but no, he just did his own to push him off the stage.
Oh, I guess, yeah, he did. Huh.
And then hit him with the down smash. Now the forward smash from Sonic, that's clean against
yeah, it was good.
Jesse Bear. Yeah, all right, your fave coming out with the Sonic play. This is a compilation of your fave going crazy with his Sonic.
Looks like they're playing in an online tournament.
I actually played against this player. This is Archie in my region.
Sure.
And he bodied me, so I don't want to play against the Sonic anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his school has a ton of players. They have like 12 or 13, and he just wins the bracket every time. They know he's the best player. I mean, you can start to see why he's hitting these 2 frames so cleanly.
It's the angled forward smash that goes down. Like, that is it is a very difficult angle to hit, and the timing can be very difficult to find as well. But, yeah, I mean, I will say this much. This Archie fella, to your point, is definitely a real problem. Just a lot of forward smash endings there, I'll say that much. But love to be able to see all these clips being submitted, especially when it comes down to Super Smash Brothers, because as much as we would love to watch every single match, sometimes that doesn't always happen. But the best way for us to see your hype plays is to show us via the Not Work platform. And with all of that being said as well, the same thing could be said about our next game that we're going to be going over, and that is Overwatch 2. A very fun game, and I know that it's pushing a lot of I guess, like, capacity on what players can try to understand about the game. We've had a lot of Valorant competitors from the spring season just this past year jump over into Overwatch, and it does feel like the Wild Wild West, but that's when you got good old Jake Overwatch, the #1 Junkrat to ever do it, giving you these content videos as well.
Yeah, Jake has made some fantastic videos that have helped me learn Overwatch, because we're not secretive about it. I don't know that much about this game, but I'm learning more and more as I watch you guys play, and it's been super exciting. I've been very inspired. Now I want to play, so I have it downloaded. I went through the training, so who knows? Maybe I'll be in there playing a little bit myself. But
you would be a nasty main tank. Like, I feel like the moment that you see Winston and his abilities, like especially going into Primal Rage, you'd be the guy either juggling somebody in a corner or throwing them off the stage. Here is the updated standings for you all just at the end of this week. Again, as per usual, we're going to have a lot of undefeated teams, but the one thing that I will shout out, especially for the CMS region, that I've noticed are both Palisades teams. It's not just the A or the B team, but both of them are playing at a very high macro level, which really goes to show me that it's not just 5 good students. You have a total of 10 in fielding 2 of the best teams that we have in this region.
That's impressive, and probably practicing against each other and sharing knowledge with one another, which is such a big deal. If you and your teammates are practicing against each other, doing in-house scrims, so important. I got a shout out. I already shouted him out earlier today. Swag Boy at Durham School of the Arts. I think this is a very special player. He is so fast and frenetic on the just constantly shifting from offense to defense, making himself such a difficult kill. He's obviously got a great group of individuals around him to keep him alive with the support players, but it's so exciting to watch him play. We've got a ton of other awesome teams. We've seen Westover, JP Knapp, Northside Onslow, West Craven, and NC Virtual Academy, all without dropping a map yet either.
Yeah, again, the big shout out Northwest Guilford and Gaston Early College there. I've been actually benefited to watch some of Gaston Early College, and I will say this much: they are cracked. They have I'm pretty sure that his in-game name is Quirky Turtle.
Yes, I've seen Quirky Turtle.
Cassidy, his hit
good.
scan is so deadly, and it goes beyond like just being able to hit the shots when he's like 5-tapping individuals. I briefly remember a play where like he was just popping Deadeye just to reload his gun and then went to go 3-tap another like squishy target. But it definitely fantastic to be able to see just like that usage of a hit scan player surrounded by good macro play. Gaston might just be the school to watch out for when it comes down to Western, but not the only undefeated one as well. But we do have some clips for you all just to go through as far as this week is concerned. Starting off with North Carolina Virtual up against Cumberland.
Yeah, this one was another one casted by myself and Chris. We had a good time on this one. I remember Dr. Al Strange looking very strong as the DPS player on the side of NC Virtual Academy. Cumberland Polytech with the Reaper here, not Apex. Just putting on a show, but right here, the Junker Queen, CPT. This player was a nightmare on the map. Just watch this ulting behind enemy lines and then just goes in. I want to think it's a 3-piece right here. Just melee.
Nobody's looking at him.
Into the shot.
Nobody's looking at him.
Just finding all the slaves throughout.
This poor Kiriko has been trying to run away from this Junker Queen that ulted into the back line of NC Virtual Academy like yesterday. It finally gets away, but nobody was there for the assistance, and especially on a map like Push where like the map is like kind of like an ebb and flow and like it seems like it happened at a moment's notice. Junker Queen is really good, and so is Sombra, and that was a massive EMP. Everybody from Cumberland Polytech gets EMP'd. They lose all of their abilities for a certain amount of time, and albeit they were getting traded, NC Virtual Academy will use the Ramatra ultimate just to try to push the envelope that much further. They will be able to win that team fight, and they got substantial progress on that map, and so much so that it actually forced out map number 3.
Map 3 was crazy, Andy. You need to go back and watch this one at some point. The Junker Queen hopping off again here. CPT just being an absolute force to be reckoned with. But the fights were going back and forth. NC Virtual Academy would win the first fight. Then Cumberland Polytech would answer back. Then it would be answered once again. It went down all the way to the wire. As you can see, this is the Genji ult coming out from Apex and goes on a 5-player kill streak. This was so exciting to watch.
Yeah, and I really do like to see this out of CPT. You know, typically when it comes down to a Genji Blade, you want that to be coupled along with an Ana Nano boost. But a Mercy damage boost, just as good, able to get a slash-dash reset on about 2 different competitors. So full-on capture there for Cumberland Polytech. Nice little Blizzard moment coming through from not Apex, who has just been really flexible as far as their hero composition is concerned. And they've been winning a lot of good gunfights so far. They brought down NC Virtual Academy to the last minute on the first part of this map.
And last from light again on the patented Junker Queen, just running around with the shotgun. That one went down to the wire and was ultimately won by Cumberland Polytech. But here we're going to jump on board with Kearns Academy A versus Cabarrus Early College.
Yeah. Retire. Been seeing a lot of Junkrats being played. Very fun hero to try to find value with, but nice Life Weaver ultimate right there. It means that all of that damage that came through from the Junkrat ultimate just gets completely negated, but it didn't deny any of the space, surely not. So that means that Kearns Academy can just waltz right on in, win that team fight, and they'll take that first stage here on Samoa. 92% for Cabarrus Early College of Technology. Riptire play coming through, trying to find the timing, get back behind enemy lines, couple that along with a couple more ultimates, and it only gets rid of the duplicate, but Kearns Academy, they're all pressing the Q button. They want to flip this point, and they will do so.
So much action happening here. Looks like at the top of the map, Scotty Games is certainly gaming right now. Lots of DPS coming out. And I just love to watch these tank players, man. I think you're right. I think
you would 100% be a tank player.
I need to get into the mix and just be a beefy problem on the map. Sounds like a good time to me. And we're seeing a lot of that Riptire again coming in. This time, still does find one target, but you'd like to see maybe a little bit more value out of those Riptires.
But getting rid of the duplicate is just as impressive too. Don't forget that Echo on the duplicate ultimate does charge the ultimate that they choose to dupe a lot faster, and that was the Orisa ultimate that ultimately got denied, but I mean, you could just tell it was kind of like a day late, dollar short type ordeal. Kearns Academy, again, having the ultimate composition and mostly playing around their tank and not getting scattered, will win that map number 1. So going in towards this push map number 2, it seems to be pretty even so far as we've gone about like 5 minutes into this game or so. Just kind of battling around this lower bridge area. Do love to see Kearns Academy, again, with the Lucio pick, just trying to keep everybody together around Lucio's aura is a very helpful tool to make sure that your team is all sticking together.
Here we go. We now jump on board with JT Williams and CEEC. I think that is collaborative.
The Charlotte Engineering Early College.
My bad.
Okay.
Lots of long school names. Bear with me here while I learn them. But yeah, it looks like, what's this champion here? I haven't seen this one.
You're still on Genji.
Oh, it's just a different skin.
Yeah, just a different skin. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Genji has so many different, like, weird skins that does change, like, his portrait, but you see a sword, you see some shurikens being thrown around, you know exactly what cybernetic ninja you're looking at as well. So Charlotte Early Engineering College actually have a really good dive composition built around it, but JT Williams are actually playing anti-dive, like a bunker bust almost, especially with the Diva to mitigate damage, but the target acquisition, so good from CEEC. They just completely wiped the floor with everybody. They did lose their Ana along the way from a flanking Reaper, but par for the course, cannon fodder, if you will. They were still able to win that team fight.
Impressive stuff, and I've seen a lot of Reaper gameplay coming out. This seems to be a favorite champion of a lot of players, as they output so much damage, have the ability to go in and out. How are they still alive here? I think the teammate support must be keeping them alive as they get the 3-piece and the team kill to boot.
There is a percentage of health to come back from the damage that Reaper's also able to do. That does get boosted if there's any damage boost as well. The Juno ultimate helps out with that as well, not to mention all the healing that you get from that ultimate to boot. So yeah, Reaper, very, very good pick for a lot of different characters. Here comes that Primal Rage now from the Winston of CEEC, just displacing every single target. Gets a final blow onto the Moira as well. Overtime will completely run out, and that just means that CEEC will actually tie up this series 1 apiece.
Wow. Very competitive matches. Looks like we will take a look at map 3, and it is 2 on the side of CEEC. Looks like they are almost done pushing this back.
Yep. Death Blossom comes through from Ethan. We talked about the Reaper, how influential it can be, just running you down. It doesn't matter how much HP you have. Ethan walked in, popped Q, ripped the Death Blossom, turned into a Beyblade, killed 3, and then just it was clean up soon afterwards as well. And yeah, I do like to see, again, a lot of this macro play. Again, Overwatch, I wouldn't say is where, like, my career as a commentator started, but, like, I did take a lot of focus in that game for about 6 years. And if there's one thing that I can always say that is very refreshing to see from all the competitors' point of views, it is that kind of ebb and flows. Like, you pick this, I counter this, and it's not just one pick. Every single team member has to do it. It is a very chaotic game, but it's nice to see some of them weather through the storm. So Overwatch, again, a very difficult game to find value with, but we are getting a lot of good teams as we inch ourselves closer to regionals. And you know what that means? You better be practicing.
Got to be practicing. Got to be watching the Jake videos. I swear the best way to spend your time, like let's say your scrim doesn't show up. Why not just queue up a Jake video and I'll watch it together in Discord and have a meaningful conversation about how you guys can apply the concepts to your team and make it even better as we inch closer to those state championships. However, we do have, I think we got a fun little YouTube short for you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And when we come back, we'll get into NCAA.
So I just thought about a Minecraft block and he has to guess it in at least 10 questions.
Is it found underground?
Yes.
Is it an ore?
Yes.
So gold, diamond, emerald, lapis, redstone, iron, quartz, all of them.
It's technically
Coal is. And I've only guessed 2 questions.
That's for strong.
Is it considered valuable?
No.
Okay, so that immediately knocks out diamonds, emeralds, and probably gold. Is it iron?
No.
Is it lapis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the celebration.
Senior pizza time. Really enjoying the fact that he
can't-
was able to guess the lapis.
You can't defeat that, man.
No.
A Minecraft question, he's got it on lock. So, make sure you guys follow the YouTube channel. We got tons of fun shorts just like that, as well as plenty of other videos. Make sure you take a look at the description for all the related channels that you should be following and subscribe to. And on that note, let's go ahead and jump into college football. We've seen some insane gameplay. Look at the top right here. Northside Onslow has earned 187 points and only allowed 16. That is an insane differential. By the way, I think one of his games was a forfeit, so that means that he has averaged
90.
over 90 points per game.
That's a big number next to a very small number.
I can't count that high.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I could read that.
Yeah, and I have to take my socks off and yours just to try to count that high. So that's actually insane. We have a lot of undefeated teams, and again, like when you start looking at the point 4 and point afters, like it just really does go to show you, it's like you may be undefeated, but it's just like how dominant you're able to do it as well, given some different forfeits. Palisades A again for CMS have been playing all of their competitors incredibly close. I mean, it's only a 57% score line, so it's really neither here nor there comparatively to everybody who has a target is looking at Shelby High School. I think that goes without saying. TBK, everybody wants to beat TBK. 203-26. Speaking of a big number next to a small number, it's just a 6-point difference in between them and Northside Onslow. So there's been a lot of good competition coming through from college football. Again, as a love of the sport, college football, and professional play, it's nice to be able to see people adapting when it comes down to defense, taking advantage of offense early on because fatigue is on in the game. So you want your run game to be very good early so that way you can try to throw more passes later on down the line when the defense become a little bit more fatigued. And we might be able to see some of that in some of these clips as well. We had a lot of teams going up against each other part for the course of for all the teams that are playing across every single region. And you're probably going to be saying a lot about Northside Onslow.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like it's trending towards TBK versus Northside Onslow.
That's what it feels like.
Toward the very end of the season, because I've been very impressed. But here we've got another matchup, Olympic and Myers Park going at it. This looks like the very beginning of the game. And we see an interception, and is he?
What?
He dodges one way, and then, okay.
Yeah, Trey and I, we actually got the cast of this match. And it started off with us just popping off because I'm sure that you're probably seeing like a lot of people pick Ohio State. You're probably seeing a lot of Oregon Ducks. Some people probably picking Tennessee if they're feeling aggressive, or the Georgia Bulldogs. This is the first time that Trey and I have actually seen someone pick the Tigers out of LSU. I would recognize that vibrant purple anywhere. So drawing all the way back. Deep pass, he down there somewhere, but took control of the wide receiver, had them run towards the line, unfortunately, and that sets up Myers Park for a very easy interception, a return to sender, juking every single offensive lineman, and he surely will go all the way.
81-yard pick six. That does not feel good for the opposition. Wow. Yeah, this game is so crazy sometimes. You can feel like you're so far in the lead. You can be inches from scoring the touchdown. Then the interception can turn into a pick six in no time. So good job for Myers Park taking advantage of that situation.
Yeah, also. I remember this match just going back and forth, and it was really good, what Trey and I like to coin, old man football. And, going for point afters, not trying to get too egregious with, like, going for fourth downs. We did see some punts in that game as well, as I'm pretty sure that Myers Park were able to win that game ultimately. And speaking of Northside Onslow High School, this is their B team playing underneath Ohio State, going up against Hope County.
Yeah, this is actually the number one player is the B team for Northside Onslow. This game started out with Hope County looking pretty good. They had the lead here. But then Northside Onslow kind of turns on the Jets at some point coming up here. I think in this next play, if I recall correctly. Let's see how this one goes.
Single shotgun in the back. Going to have a nice little screen wide open, but wants to go through midfield and right into double coverage. That is not what you love to see whatsoever. It's a turnover coming through, but can it be a pick six? And the answer is absolutely. Hope County. Nice interception. I guess Northside Onslow bit off more than they could shoot, thinking that they could pass into that double coverage.
Absolutely, and this game starts off so heavily in Hope County's favor, but eventually Onslow just decides, I don't want to let them score anymore. And the game just flips on its head. But this was when Hope County was in the lead with a very nice pick six. And, okay, so moving on. This is Shelby High and Roberson High.
So we go from one powerhouse, what our projected grand finals will be in between Shelby High, TBK, going up against Northside Onslow B. So we'll have to see. Shelby High School going to be able to just get this back in towards the touchdown. Nice little celebration. He wittily doing the gwitty.
Never say that again.
I will many times. Many more times. So long as this is a competition in VESL, the chances of me saying that is very probable. But how about the Clemson pick coming out from Shelby High School? Definitely love to see that. And going up against Robertson High School B, choosing to go for the University of Miami, which, funnily enough, is not in Florida. Yeah, it's actually in Ohio.
And they named themselves the Hurricanes just to confuse everyone?
Yeah, I guess so.
I like that. That's meta.
It is.
As we see the other Tigers, not the LSU Tigers, but the Clemson Tigers, currently in the lead here. But I'm assuming Shelby runs away with this. This is TBK, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And we all know he won last season, so he is certainly the man with the target on his back in this one.
Robertson High School electing to go for a very deep pass here. Still got a minute until the 2-minute warning. Quarterback scrambles towards the edge and is being run down, shakes the first tackle and just barely gets to the first down marker to run the chains there with the quarterback. Pun intended. Got a little scary.
Got a little scary, but always feels good to get that first down. These players have been impressed me with their ability to change their plan on the fly. If there's no receivers that are wide open, just find that empty pocket, run right through it. So difficult, it seems, to play defense on this game. Long pass goes down to the left, and it will be caught. That was a difficult one with multiple defenders ready to bat it out of the sky.
Yeah, that was not an easy pass to try to catch, but that's sometimes where you do have to trust, like, the CPU just to be able to catch it. You take control of the player that's supposed to be catching that ball, and you might accidentally stray them a little bit too far to the left, and that very much could have been an interception. But Robertson High School moved the ball downfield. Going to have, again, another shotgun stance. It's going to be a quarterback sneak. And he's got a lot of defenders in front of him, including the halfback, and going to be able to bring this well in field goal territory, quite literally, up to the 6-yard line. He's thinking a full 6 points here. And TBK got to be picking better defensive plays to get at least a spy on that quarterback to deny that.
Absolutely. Not too far from the end zone, though. Does Robertson have the ability to tie it up? Looks like they will throw and get stopped short. So 2nd and goal still. And this feels like a must-score situation for Robertson to tie it up. But Shelby is able to get 2 in a row, then start to build that lead, they typically do not relinquish it. So Roberson really wants to find their way into the end zone here.
Using all of the game clock or the play clock, excuse me, to try to set up this play, and everything was looking to the left, so that way Roberson University, or Roberson High School, excuse me, can end up using the right side, which was very much so vacated from all the audibles, to your point. We're seeing a lot of that come through in a lot of these college football matches.
So many mind games to play in college football, just like real football. It's all about the audibles and juking one way, going the other way, and just catching your opponent off guard. Our players are getting so good at that, probably from watching those Dreamy videos that are free on the network for you. I know we keep talking about them, but it's because they're awesome, and we want to help you guys out. They're for free, man. Normally, people would pay hundreds of dollars for this kind of information from top players, and you get it for free.
Yeah,
So.
literally just go to the Knotwork platform, and hey, even if you don't compete in college football, it's still very insightful. Same could be said for Overwatch, Super Smash Brothers, and of course Rocket League. Just get better at every single esport, and we might be able to see you compete in a multitude of esports going all the way through the entirety of the year. But that's not the only thing as far as competition is concerned. We also have a multitude of STEM competitions that are happening throughout the entirety of the scholastic year. Here's an update from our friends at STEM.
Thanks, Casters. All right, welcome everybody to the best part of the stream, the STEM section. So we're going to have a little recap of what just happened in week 4, and we're going to look at what is happening in week 5 for STEM. So first, let's talk about the exclusive competitions. The top UEFN teams, the 8 teams, have been competing and making their own game mode using UEFN, and it's looking pretty good. The top 8 teams for digital marketing have been posting their content on their YouTube channels, and their content is starting to gain some momentum. So if you happen to see it and you like their content, why don't you go ahead and drop them a like? It's really going to help them out. And the now top 6 teams for hydroponics have chosen what crop they want, and they're starting to set up their hydroponic units and starting to grow their crop of choice for the final secret state competition, which is going to be really cool. Trust me, bro. Now let's talk about the STEM competitions that have already closed. The top teams are now competing today, and let's first talk about drones. So drones has already cut off, and the top 8 students are now earning their intermediate level license in DRL, the Drone Racing League. They're also exceeding our expectations already, so the final competition is going to be really, really good. Can't wait for it. Robotics has also just concluded its cutoff point. So last night, our top 5 winners were able to remote into our PC and use the robot arm with some code and press a button on the table. It was really cool. So congratulations to the Kachow Kid in 5th, Pro Idiot in 4th, Curry Haas in 3rd, Riots, aka Josh in 2nd, and NCVA Saturn, who took 1st place in the robot arm competition. Those 5 people are getting a robot arm shipped to them, and they're going to be using that in the following competitions. That's pretty cool. You know what? I'm a little jealous. But all right, now let's look at the remaining competitions that are still open for anybody who's watching the stream, anybody who hasn't competed yet, who could still compete. So let's look at the stuff that just happened. First, in game building, we just concluded with everybody completing their prototypes for their game ideas using the autoplay arcade on the Knotwork. Let's look at 3rd place, FF6563. Yeah, let's check out their game on the Knotwork right here. They made a tower defense game. It's pretty cool. It's called Path Defender, and it's got a bit of a old Greek kind of vibe to it, with some Greek gods and a lot of Spartans and temples and stuff. It's really nice, works really well. I haven't run into a bug yet, so you're doing good stuff. I really like it. All right, let's look at 2nd place here. Becca the Destroyer. They made Jumping Journey, and I really like the theme of this one because it is it's aquatic themed, and I've been listening to aquatic themed music recently, believe it or not. You're a manatee and you gotta dodge all the things and stuff. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. No, don't touch Luna. No. Womp womp. Got it incorrect. Well, it's pretty fun. I like it. All right, now 1st place, NC Saturn. This could be a good game right here. This is their previous farming game, but they have made some improvements, including once it loads. Yeah, they made some pretty cool improvements, including some awesome music, which we're gonna hear in just a second. Just give it a second on it. It's all right, here we go. Oh yeah, the return of Farming Frenzy. Ooh, got some upgrades. Get to plant, get the till, and then drive over it with tractor. Grab the seeds. I love it. Awesome prototype. Thank you so much, NCVA Saturn. All right, now let's look at what happened in 3D Print to Win Phase 2. It just included with all of you participants having created a design for your boats that will be used in the final competition. Let's go ahead and look at third place. That is Ghost, spelled with a 0 and a 5 underscore Z. They made a boat, and it looks like it's very reminiscent of a Zeppelin, I think is that what they're called, the giant balloons. It's very aerodynamic, so if it were to be used in a race, you know what? This might win. And you might be wondering what this piece right here is. I've actually seen that on a lot of racing boats. Don't know what it does, but if racing boats have it, it probably means it's gonna go fast. A hydrofoil, how did that guy know that? What? Hydrofoil, that's what you need for speed right there. Ghost in third place has a need for speed. Good job. Now let's take a look at second place. That is Josh, aka Riots, here with their design. They designed a boat. And now this is a very, very familiar boat to everybody. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And they did not fix it here with this design because it's not broke. It is a really good boat that is built for durability, buoyancy, and stability. All right, really cool stuff there. And first place for the 3D printing Phase 2 competition goes to Curry Joss or Curry Haas. I'm not exactly sure how to say it yet, but I will be asking you very soon because I am saying it two different ways. Yes, so they made a really, really nice boat here. And as you can see, highly detailed, highly detailed. Now this is insane. This is the level of detail. You know what? My applause to you, because that's really cool stuff, man. You just decided to make an entire yacht. You know what? You deserve first place. You deserve first place. Awesome stuff. It looks really nice. You also got a helicopter pad. Don't know what you're planning with that. Maybe it's a drone. Maybe drones are involved. All right, and lastly, Follower Frenzy Phase 2 has just ended with all of those participants having posted content on their platforms in the hopes of gaining a lot of followers. So, in third place, we have Josh, aka Riots, who is competing in every competition, it seems, and he's doing a really good job. He's in the top 3 in a lot of them. He has just posted a motivational video on his account because that is the kind of audience he is targeting, so good for him. I'm a little motivated myself to move on to second place winner, Director 8923. Their account posts a lot of, as they say, funny low-res Pokemon pictures. And as you can see here, and as you can see here, this is very, very funny low-res Pokemon picture. I love it. I don't know what Pikachu's doing, but it's funny. All right, and now let's move on to first place, Becca the Destroyer. They have posted a very funny video. I love it. So let's just take a listen. Oh, it's muted. Oh, what's that? You couldn't hear it? My bad. Really? Really funny stuff, man. I love it. I love it. That was such a good video, man. I love dogs. Awesome work. Awesome work. All right. So now let's get into what is about to happen for STEM this upcoming week. Phase 3 for all of these competitions is now dropping, or actually, in fact, dropped last night. So things are underway. This is the week where you're going to roll up your sleeves and get right to work. So let's see. For Phase 3 of Follower Frenzy, you are going to use analytical tools to scientifically ascertain what is working and what is not, what's getting you the most followers, and what content you should avoid in order to gain those followers that you need for the final competition. For phase 3 of 3D Print to Win, you're going to be taking your designs that you created last week and implementing that in Tinkercad with the actual 3D modeling software. We had a lot of fun when we played with it here in the office, so I know that you are going to have a lot of fun yourself. And finally, phase 3 of game building. You're going to be taking all the lessons you learned during the prototype phase, and you're going to now start on making the MVP, or minimum viable product of your game idea, using whatever engine that you want. And in order to help you, we have posted content curriculum, that is a very difficult word to say, for 4 game engines, and you can choose from any one of them. We have Construct 3, Game Maker 2, Roblox even, and of course the Unreal Engine. Can't forget about that one. It's my favorite. I love the Unreal Engine. All right, so with that out of the way, I thank you guys so much for being here. A lot of fun over here on the STEM side. All of these competitions are live on the network right now, so if you haven't already started, now is the time. There's never been a better time to start on the STEM League than right now. So thank you guys, thank you casters. Back to you guys.
Always great to hear from all of our STEM friends. Looking forward to all the different competitions that we get throughout all of this year. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough memes, which is crazy to think, because we've been gassing the memes ever since we did the preseason show. So try to submit more memes, but that's okay, because we do have some more filler content of another game of Guess Who.
Does your character have blonde hair?
Yes. Does your character have eyewear?
No. Is your character from Nintendo?
Yes. Is your character from a shooting game? From a shoots?
No.
Stand by.
Does your character wield a sword?
No. Is your character from The Legend of Zelda?
Yes. It's literally a 50-50 now.
It is.
Is your character Zelda?
No. Is your character Link?
Yes.
You know, I would have preferred that we did Meme of the Week instead of losing to you again. Like, how do I lose to this guy? I mean, it's unbelievable. You got lucky. You got lucky, man. Okay, all right. I'll play him in Smash later. It's fine.
Yeah. He'll get his get back. He'll pick Donkey Kong, and I just won't be allowed to go back to the stage, or it's just continuous down throws with Captain Falcon, and we're giggling like school children in the corner of the office. But yeah, great week as always for week number 3. You said it best at the top of the show. We are now halfway through the season, and with that being said, you better be practicing. Take advantage of the content videos. Get as much preparation as possible. Even if you're not an undefeated team, doesn't exactly mean you're going to miss out on regionals or states.
Exactly right. We will have more info on regionals in states next week, so be on the lookout for that. Keep showing up to your matches. If you forfeit, you're definitely hurting your chances of making it there, so just keep showing up and you might have a chance, but also keep studying the videos. But that's going to be it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.